What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Nick, and this is an extra bonus Dark Souls 3 video. This is an optional boss, which I think is actually the hardest boss in the entire game. And it didn't make it into my main walkthrough of the game, mainly because when I first encountered him, he absolutely kicked my ass and mopped the floor with me. So this is the gear that I'm using. I'm using Gundir's Halberd. I exchanged his soul for it. And in terms of armor, I'm using the Wolf Knight's Helm. And for the rest of the armor, it's from the Lorien's armor line. And most of the gear that you'll see here, you'll find near the late end of the game. In terms of rings, I'm using the Estus ring to give me more charge ability on my Estus Flask, increasing as well rings to increase my load capability and increase my attack ability when I have full health. So we're at the Archdragon's Peak. This is an optional area. To get here, you need to defeat a boss, and he'll give you a special pose. You need to do a pose at an altar, and then once you do the pose, you'll magically get transported into this extra bonus area. So this boss, even the way he enters this area, is absolutely stunning and insane. And this is not an overstatement. I would say this is probably, in my entire video game career, one of the greatest boss battles that I have ever encountered. The entire sequence from this first stage up until the second stage, the level of difficulty it took to actually beat him. I still can't figure out how a way to dodge this fire attack other than try to just shield yourself. But I decided I would do the halberd just because it gives you extra range. The head of his hat right here is a little high, and as well, when you get to the second phase of the fight, generally you want to try to stay as far away from him as possible, so you want to be attacking from range. In terms of element, he does a lot of electrical attacks, and if you hit him on the bird's head correctly, you'll stun him and then you can run up for a quick finisher right here. So I would say when you get to the second phase of the attack, or second stage of the fight, the hardest part is that he changes the pace at which he attacks. Some attacks are really fast, some are really slow, so it's all about just patterning and redoing things over and over again, and I'll shut up right here. So he has a variety of attacks, some plunging attacks, and you also notice that his sword has the lightning ability to it. So when I first tried to fight him, I thought that I would bring in a shield with high defense for physical attacks as well as high defense for electrical attacks. And I did find a shield such as that a little bit earlier before this, but I found that when you just kind of stood there, even though you're not physically taking that much damage, the attacks just destroy your stamina bar, and by the time you need to dodge or you need to attack, it's just all over. So I find that it was best just to try to learn his attack pattern as much as you possibly can and just dodge manually. You don't spend nearly as much stamina just dodging and rolling as you do with blocking with a shield. But on the flip side is if you get hit, then you lose a shit ton more health. In terms of weapons, like I said, I prefer to use the halberd. It's the exact same, not the exact weapon, but style weapon that I use for the final boss of the game, and it's really useful for just getting in one attack at a distance and then getting back to it right away. So if you were to use a shield, I would suggest probably using Havel's Great Shield. But at this point in the game, as you can probably see, I just got absolutely decimated. At this point in the game, I did not have enough strength to carry it. Havel's Great Shield blocks 100 physical damage as well as, I think, 86% of lightning. But you require 40 strength to wield it correctly, and I definitely did not have that at this point. So this is I would say when I first played the game in my first encounter with him. I stayed fighting him for about an hour and a half, and then I just said, there's no way I'm going to do this. I'm not doing nearly enough damage. I'm taking too much damage. So hour and a half there, and then when I beat the game, I would say it took me about an hour afterwards to hit him right on top of the dome piece you get to do a stab attack like that. So all in all, it took me about 2.5 hours to beat in. Like I said, it was extremely gratifying. His attacks are, although some of them are kind of predictable, there's so much variety to it. So like this lightning attack that he draws from the sky, it's just so crazy, and then stab right through the heart and then get electrocuted. So extremely fun battle, definitely my highlight of the entire Dark Souls 3 game, and I'm going to shut up for the rest of this boss fight. It gets kind of tense. That's the main reason why I didn't commentate it, is because it was so difficult that I had to like make sure that I focus as much as I possibly could on just the fight and not have to worry about talking and doing commentary. So you guys enjoy the rest of the fight, and then we'll catch back up at the very end of the video where we'll talk about what you actually get when you beat him. So after defeating the Nameless King, this area finally in the Archdragon's Peak will open up for you. And there's two main items in this area right here, and they're fairly substantial. The first one is a Titanite Slab, which is something that you will need to upgrade a weapon to max ability, and as well you have an entire full set of Dragon Slayer armor, and we'll put it on right here for you guys to look at. It has like a head of a lion and then metal skirts. It actually looks pretty cool, especially with a spear. And then, as well as you can see, you also can purchase his armor, the boss that you just defeated, the Nameless King armor from the lady at the Firelink Shrine. And in terms of what you can exchange his souls for, you can either exchange it for a lightning magic attack or his spear. I decided, because I'm not using a magic build, I decided just to buy a spear, even though there's no way I'm going to be able to wield it just because it requires such high magic ability. But anyways, this is what everything looks like, and that was the hardest boss in Dark Souls 3, the highlight of my game. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and other than that, thank you for watching, and I shall see you guys next time.